Every child is special. Remember the character Ishan Avasthi from the movie Tare Zameen Par? There is a boy called Ishan Avasthi, 8 years old and studying in 3rd standard. Ishan is criticized by his parents for his poor academic performance and is sent away to a boarding school. Ram, an art teacher, however, realizes he has dyslexia and helps him uncover his potential. He gives the whole class an outdoor task to create something out of whatever they find on the ground. Ishan creates the most creative thing. Then Mr. Ram finds out that Ishan is a very good painter and he encourages him, motivates Ishan and supports him in his studies. Ultimately, Ishan draws the best painting in the competition. So friends, I highly recommend you to watch this movie. Hello there, Yasmin here from My Education My Power, and today we'll discuss the poem Amanda from the book First Flight Class 10. Let's talk some interesting fact about the poet. Robin McMurdo-Glenn is an Australian author of books for children. She was born on 28 February 1936 in New South Wales and now resides near Melbourne. She had her first short story published at the age of 16. Several of her books have been listed for CBCA's Children's Book of the Year award. Hating a License Nationally, Halfway Across the Galaxy, Turn Left and Boss of the Pool are some of her famous writing. Let's begin the poem. The poem is about an adolescent girl, Amanda, who feels that her freedom is curtailed. She feels her life is controlled with lots of do's and don'ts. She wants freedom from all restrictions. Let's begin the poem now. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? I am Rapunzel, I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. The poet says in the very first stanza that a little girl, Amanda, who has some bad habits which are not liked by her parents. Hence they often scold her for doing wrong things like biting nails, wasting time by sitting lazily, not sitting straight, etc. Overall, the poet wants to say that the behavior of her parents are unfriendly. After the very first stanza, the poet uses another stanza in brackets to present the imaginations of the little girl, where she is lost in the world of her own world of imagination and far away from any rules and laws of the society. She imagines herself to be a mermaid who is alone there and leads her life in her own way without any restrictions. Again her parents scolded her and inquiring whether she has done her homework or not, whether she has put all her things in order or not, whether she has cleaned her shoes or not. But on the other hand, while Amanda is listening to her mother's instructions, she imagines herself to be an orphan who is roaming in the streets. This means that she imagines if she would have been without parents, she would have walked freely in the streets. She believes that being an orphan, she would be happier because there will be no shouting of her parents. Next, Amanda's parents continue to scold her for not paying attention, and her mother asks her not to eat chocolates. She reminds her of pimples that Amanda faces due to eating lots of chocolates. At this moment, Amanda imagines herself to be Rapunzel. Rapunzel is a character from a fairy tale that was captured in a tower by a witch. The witch used to climb the tower with the help of her long hair. So now Amanda wants to be Rapunzel because she feels that life in the tower will be more peaceful. She also confirms to herself that she will never let her hair down for anyone so that nobody could climb the tower. In the last stanza, Amanda's mother now warns her for behaving weird. She asks her to stop being moody. She also scolds her by saying that her behavior will one day make people think that Amanda was constantly being harassed by her mother. According to her, she should not remain angry all the time. So here we can say that though Amanda is always pointed out by her mother on every small things, but she can't react to this. And her parents want to prove themselves as responsible parents who manage to balance out what the child wants and what the society expects out of Amanda. So basically this poem deals with the theme of torture and ill treatment of young children by the parents. The poem focuses on the upbringing of a small child and on the struggles which a child is facing. This poem conveys the moral that children need to be allowed more freedom. Excessive nagging may make them disobedient and hence they may develop a type of dislike for real life. So friends, this is all for today. See you next time with another topic. Till then, take care. Bye for now.